Hurricane Dorian finally inching away from Grand Bahama but still posing a threat. And in sports, key players to miss Trinidad and Tobago's first CONCACAF Nations Cup match. I'm Ricardo Roberts and this is Caribbean in 10 for Tuesday, September 3rd, 2019. I'll be back with the details after the break. Hurricane Dorian is finally making some movement, though small, away from Grand Bahama. But dangerous winds and life-threatening storm surge are still posing a major threat to the Bahamian island. And Minister of National Security Marvin Dames has expressed concern and expectation that the number of fatalities will increase. 5 people have already been confirmed dead, and Dames said that included children, although he couldn't give any other details. Relatives of an 8-year-old boy in Abaco have already confirmed that he drowned when his family was trying to relocate as floodwaters rose during the hurricane. Several residents have also been seriously injured during the passage of the hurricane. Health Minister Dr. Dwayne Sands said 21 people who were airlifted by the U.S. Coast Guard to the Princess Margaret Hospital in the Bahamian capital, Nassau, from Abaco, which was impacted on Sunday, have wide-ranging injuries. These include partial amputations, broken limbs, and even needing brain surgery. And he said the Rand Hospital in Grand Bahama is unable to provide any medical treatment as the facility was flooded. After remaining practically stationary for more than 24 hours, Dorian, which was located 45 miles north of Freeport, Grand Bahama, had started moving northwestward at 2 miles per hour by 11 this morning. But it was growing in size. Hurricane force winds extend outward up to 60 miles, and from the center, and tropical storm force winds extend outward up to 175 miles. Data from reconnaissance aircraft indicated that maximum sustained winds had dropped to near 110 miles per hour. But forecasters said tropical storm and hurricane conditions are forecast to continue on Grand Bahama through tonight, and the core of the hurricane will gradually move north of Grand Bahama through this evening. Meantime, Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis says his CARICOM neighbors are preparing for assistance. For the Bahamas, Dominica has announced an initial donation of $100,000 and Minnis says CARICOM Chairman Alan Chasney of St. Lucia has informed him that an overall regional effort is currently underway.
He has assured me that he has met or had discussion with the CARICOM community, and the CARICOM community are putting funds together, including Dominica, putting funds together so that the monies can be dispatched to the relevant agency of the Bahamas so that it can be utilized to assist the Bahamian population.
In other news now, an opposition candidate in Dominica has been charged with incitement to burn down Parliament. Dr. Sam Christian, who is expected to contest the next general election on behalf of the United Workers' Party, the UWP, appeared in court yesterday, but his matter was adjourned because of the absence of the presiding magistrate. He is due to return to court on December 2nd on the charge that relates to the remarks he allegedly made at a public meeting nearly 4 years ago. Police allege that Christian, a medical practitioner, had sought to incite a crowd to burn down the Parliament building when he addressed a public meeting on November 26, 2015. He is alleged to have told the crowd, quote, "You must stand strong and stand with dignity. Don't take any crap from the Speaker of the House of Assembly. We know that the Parliament was burned down before and this Parliament continues to operate this way. Ladies and gentlemen, it will be burned down again by the people of Dominica. Today is the day we have to stand up for our freedom. We have to stop the rot right now," end quote. But speaking on the state-owned DBS radio, Christian said his words had been taken out of context. He said he had given a history lesson and it was very unfortunate that some people didn't understand that lesson. Haiti's Prime Minister Fitzwilliam Michel is expected to present his policy statement to the Chamber of Deputies today, but 2 opposition legislators are reported not to have signed a report on the document to go before the lawmakers. The chamber was adjourned last month without a specific date for its resumption. The decision to hold the sitting came after a meeting yesterday. It was agreed that the opposition's efforts to indict President Jovenel Moïse, as well as the ineligibility of Michel for failing to discharge his duties as chief accountant at the Directorate General of the Budget at the Ministry of the Economy and Finance during the 2009 to 2011 period, would not form part of the agenda. And stay with us, your Midday Sport is next. Trinidad and Tobago senior men's football squad has left for St. Lucia for a training camp ahead of their first CONCACAF Nations Cup match against Martinique. In this report by TTT's Kent Fuentes, head coach Dennis Lawrence explains why the team will be without the services of some of its key players.
Through injury or other issues.
I think it's important that we speak about the ones who were not able to be here. We lost Kalim Highland. He pulled his hamstring on Friday. We have Greg Ranjan Singh, Cordell Keto, Neville Hackshaw, who are all unavailable because their passports have been in different process. I think Cordell and Ranjan Singh, they're in the process of attaining the green card. Neville Hackshaw is in the process of obtaining a Canadian visa. So due to that, they are not in whole of the passport at the moment. So they had to be unavailable for selection.
However, there are some new faces in the squad for the 2 matches against the Martinique.
We can now announce that Ryan Telfer and Daniel Carr is now part of the squad. We've been in conversation with them for a long period now, getting them to try and represent Trinidad and Tobago, and they finally agreed to do it, and we've now confirmed all the documentations to make them eligible to play for Trinidad and Tobago. So we have introduced these 2 new players. There's a couple more that we're actually still working on, but with the time constraints, we weren't able to push them in time for these September fixtures.
The squad comprises players who are playing, and Lawrence praised the Ascension Football League for giving local stars playing time once again.
And that's Caribbean in 10. Join us again at 6:30 for Caribbean Newsline. Good afternoon.